Welcome back, everyone. I'm so pumped you're joining me for this explainer today because, honestly, we're going to build something absolutely incredible. You know that feeling when you're just drowning in tabs, falling down endless internet rabbit holes trying to answer one single complex question? Yeah, we've all been there. But today, we're taking a massive leap forward. We're not just, chatting with an AI. We are building a fully orchestrated AI research agent, one that can search, analyze, and actually generate comprehensive professional reports all on its own. Let's get right into it. Just imagine typing one simple sentence onto your screen. Research the future of AI agents and create a professional report. Hit enter, and boom! It's like the ultimate fantasy of one-click research, right? Think about how much manual work that promises to save. Instead of spending your whole afternoon opening dozens of tabs, taking scattered notes, and trying to untangle conflicting info, this AI research agent coordinates the whole heavy lift for you. It literally sounds like magic. But let's shatter that fantasy real quick, because we have to talk about the villain of our story here: AI hallucinations and unverified errors. Look, as amazing as AI is, it makes mistakes. It's going to invent facts, cite papers that literally don't exist, and confidently present pure opinions as absolute truth. If we just blindly trust a one-click prompt to do our professional research, we are walking straight into a trap. So today isn't just about building an agent that searches. We're building a system to tame the AI, verify its findings, and make absolutely sure the results are accurate. Here's the roadmap for how we're going to build this weapon against bad data. First, the AI research dilemma. Second, architecting the agent workflow. Then evaluating and extracting evidence. Fourth, generating the structured report. And finally, the human verification check. All right, starting off with section 1, the AI research dilemma. So most people still just use AI as a basic chatbot. You ask a quick question like, what are AI agents? And it spits out a single answer. Simple enough. But a true research agent, that's built for something way bigger. It's built for a prompt like, investigate how small businesses use AI agents, compare applications, and create a report. The real game changer here isn't the AI model itself, it's workflow orchestration. An agent actually coordinates multiple steps, multiple searches, and complex analytical processes over time to achieve a big picture goal. But here's the thing, even the smartest agent needs solid direction. Watch how a prompt needs to evolve from bad to better to best. If you toss it a bad prompt like research AI, well, you're going to get a vague, pretty useless Wikipedia-style summary. A better prompt gives it some context, like investigate how small businesses can use AI to automate tasks.
But the absolute best prompt, that one is super specific. Investigate 5 practical ways small businesses can use AI to reduce repetitive administrative work. Compare tools, benefits, and limitations. The big takeaway here, the quality of your final research is always going to start with the quality of your initial question, which leads us nicely into section 2, architecting the agent workflow. Okay, so we've got our perfect detailed prompt. Now the agent has to start the heavy lifting. And, a massive question can totally freeze a human. And honestly, it can confuse an AI too. But this is where our well-architected workflow shines, by decomposing that giant prompt into bite-sized subtasks. First, it defines the main question. Then it breaks it down. What are the common tasks? What tools are required? What are the benefits and limitations? And finally, what verifiable examples actually exist out there? By slicing the big question into these specific pieces, the agent knows exactly what to go out and hunt for. And man, it goes hunting. It's searching engines, reading documentations, scanning research papers, digging through company docs and government reports. It grabs all of this at lightning speed. But whoa, let's slow down for a second. Because if you remember one thing from this explainer, make it this. Retrieval is not the same as truth. Just because the AI scraped it from a PDF or found it on a blog absolutely does not mean it's right. Raw retrieved data is super dangerous if you leave it unchecked. So how do we fix that? Section 3, evaluating and extracting evidence. We need a framework to evaluate all that raw data our agent just scraped up. Enter the ACCR Framework. You're going to want to use this every single day. We literally program our agent to pass every piece of data through this exact filter. A stands for authority. Who actually published this? C is currency. How recent is it? The second C is corroboration. Can this claim be confirmed somewhere else, or is it just some lone wolf opinion? And R is relevance. Does it actually answer our specific question? Forcing the agent to use ACCR instantly filters out like 90% of the internet's noise and nonsense. Once the agent runs that evaluation, it doesn't just dump whole web pages into its brain. A well-architected agent systematically extracts the claim to source the specific evidence, and then, this is key, it assigns a confidence score. For instance, if the claim is AI agents automate workflows, and it comes from official documentation with clear feature descriptions, boom, high confidence. But if it sees agent completely replaces employees on a random unsupported blog, that gets a low confidence score. This whole structuring process is what separates hard evidence from just, random assumptions. But what happens when the agent finds conflicting info? Like source A says AI automates customer support, but source B says you still need humans for complex cases. A basic AI might totally freak out, or just arbitrarily pick one. But our orchestrated agent, it brilliantly analyzes these contradictions, not as errors, but as puzzle pieces. It synthesizes them into a really sophisticated conclusion. AI automates routine tasks, while complex cases remain under human supervision. That right there is when the agent starts acting like a true professional researcher. All right, moving on to section 4, generating the structured report. Now that we've got all this carefully vetted, analyzed evidence, it's time to turn it into something we can actually use.
Because our workflow is so clean, the agent generates a consistent pro-level report every single time. No giant walls of text here. You get an executive summary, your key findings, the hard evidence, a comparison of pros and cons, potential risks, practical recommendations, all your sources, and this is my favorite part, a section on uncertainty, which tells you exactly what still needs to be verified by a human. But wait, before you ever even lay eyes on that draft, we deploy the absolute secret weapon of this whole shebang, the quality control agent. This is a secondary, entirely separate AI agent, and its only job is to aggressively audit the draft report. Think of it as your ruthless internal editor. It flags unsupported claims, missing evidence, weird contradictions, or outdated stats, and it kicks a list of corrections right back to the main agent before the report is ever finalized. Which brings us to the final and honestly most critical part, section 5, the human verification check. Look, the agent should never, ever automatically publish important research on its own. Eventually, the AI will say, ready for review. But you, the human, are the ultimate, irreplaceable decision-maker in this loop. You've got to manually verify those sources, check the numbers, the claims, and the sensitive info. Only after you do that do you hit approve or request changes. I cannot stress this enough, guys. If you're making business, medical, financial, or legal decisions, this human verification step is 100% non-negotiable. Let's do a rapid-fire rundown of the most common mistakes you need to avoid when building this out. Number 1, letting the agent just search a single source. 2, blindly trusting every citation it spits out. 3, using outdated info. 4, confusing some random blog's opinion with actual hard evidence. 5, like we just said, skipping the human verification check. And 6, overcomplicating the whole workflow. Just keep it structured and keep it disciplined. So let's quickly recap this entire masterclass so you can really see the beauty of this orchestration. It starts with a highly specific question. The agent decomposes that into tasks. It retrieves data from all over the place. It evaluates and extracts the real evidence using ACCR. It analyzes the nuance. It generates a structured draft. That secondary quality control agent reviews it. And finally, you verify the output. You aren't just chatting with an AI anymore. You are literally managing a research team. If you found this breakdown on workflow orchestration helpful today, please make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. Subscribe to The Explainer for more deep dives exactly like this one, where we take these super complex tech concepts and break them down into highly structured, actionable steps you can actually use. We've got so many more amazing workflows to uncover together, and you definitely don't want to miss them. I want to leave you with one final provocative thought today. By building an orchestrated agent like this, you are delegating all the heavy, mind-numbing lifting of data gathering and formatting to a system that actually rigorously checks its own work before asking for your sign-off. So my question to you is this. If your AI agent can securely and accurately do all that research for you, what incredible things are you going to build with all those hours you get back? Something to think about. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.